So lately,
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
So lately, life for me at least is seeming like my parents are getting older, like death is all around me, people that I grew up with, and it seems like I have no control. How can I like accept the fact that I never had any control in the first place, instead of trying to control other areas in life and messing things up?
No, Allah gives you qudrat. Allah gives you control. Don't you have control?
Yes.
The whole point of being in Islam is to be in control. Yes? The whole point of Shariat and Tariqat is to be in control. Now, whose control and for what? These are completely different questions, right? So, there is small irada that you have that you can have control over. You can control whether you want to sit or whether you want to stand. So, to know what you are supposed to do. In these days, this is already ma'rifat, because so many people say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. The depression and the senselessness, aimlessness comes from that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. The dogs, if they don't know what they're supposed to do, they get psycho. They don't know what. They are created to run after rats. But you want to make them to become pets. Their reason of creation is denied. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They're not meant to be lap dogs. They become crazy, they become sick, and they die. We must know what we're supposed to do. Generally, we may know. Specifically, why we don't know. Daily life, why we don't know. That same Allah, that same Prophet ﷺ is giving us guidance. And it's leaving guides, not just guidance, guides. Guidance comes from the guides. Yes? So now, hold on to your guide. Do you believe you need guidance? You don't believe. If you don't believe, even if you hold on to a guide, it's not going to benefit you. You believe, and you hold on to that one. Why do you want to have control? Over what? Tariqat. Islam is saying, cut all the other philosophy, cut all the other talks. Are we supposed to have control over shaitan? No. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. We're asking Allah for protection. Running away from shaitan, we're asking Allah for protection. We're not declaring war to shaitan. Don't declare war to shaitan. What we can control. Anything that in creation Allah has given mankind the power to control. Anything in creation too. We can control iron. We can control water. Yes? We can control anything that Allah has created physically. We're able to don't enter into that spiritual thing. You can control it. We are given the power not to control shaitan. We're given the power to control our ego. Do you want to control your ego? Are you understanding what your nafs is? Or are you thinking you're such a nice person, such a great person, a good one? If you are understanding that this is what you're supposed to control, you're not going to be busy with death so much. You're not going to be busy with people's opinions. You're not going to be busy with so many things. You're going to be busy with what you can control, what Allah has given you power to control as believers. which is your nafs. Rein it in. What happens when we control our nafs?
It fights harder.
What happens after that? As believers, you control, you're supposed to win. You win. Then what? Then what? You see, controlling the nafs is not like I'm going to have willpower and I can walk on water. I'm going to have willpower and I can sit here for 1 year and I'm not in need of food and drink. You don't have to have faith to be able to do that. So many people, just by controlling their nafs, they can do so many things that people without belief will say this is miracle. It's not miracle. If Allah has given us the power to control the air and the winds, especially in these times. In the old days, only very powerful ones they're given that power. No. But in these days, you don't have to be a believer. You can make something and you can control the sun, meaning the power that is coming down to you. You can control, and then what? What is the point of controlling your ego then?
To be closer with Allah, Prophet.
Your ego, in a night like this, Holy Prophet ﷺ, the awliya Allah, they have said, your ego is like the burak. You ride it, and it can bring you closer to Allah. First step. After that, there are other vehicles that's going to take you. You understand? How are you going to learn how to do this if you're not in? Allah is saying, be with the salihin. This is how you're going to learn. This is not something you can learn through books also. So, now you have an idea of what control is. All these things, if you are in sohbat, a little bit more, then we're just going to say, now look at this, look at this. All their different things are going to be trimmed. They're going to be cut off. You're going to die from every idea that you have until you're left with something that is real. Then you start dying from that too. You have to leave. Everyone has to die. Assalamu alaikum.